Nate Parker. In music, Nate Parker. In music.
Our next guest is a young actor who, on his way to becoming an old actor, has starred in 3 movies this year already. His latest, opposite Richard Gere, is called Arbitrage. It is in theaters now. Please welcome Nate Parker. You didn't have a mustache in the movie.
I did not. I did not.
You have a mustache.
I do. I call it my push broom.
Your what?
My push broom.
What does that mean?
You know, when you push the dirt.
Oh, I see. Okay.
My flavor saver.
Okay.
You know, if I need some, you know, if I drink coffee, then I get, you know, later on I get tired. I just.
That's convenient. That's nice.
Yeah.
Now, you have a very interesting story of how you got involved in acting. You were a wrestler in college. Where did you go to college?
Went to University of Oklahoma.
Okay, that's a good wrestling school, right?
Yeah,
University
absolutely.
of Oklahoma. So, and you're wrestling there and studying what?
I was a computer programmer, management science and information systems. So yeah, basically I was studying to be in a basement with no windows and
that's what my dad does, by the way. Yeah.
It's rough. But you know, that's what I was doing. And then this acting thing came along. I had a friend that was going down to Dallas for like one of those modeling things that sometimes are sketchy. I was going to support them, and a guy just approached me and was like, are you in the program? I said, no. He's like, you should be. I'm like, okay. He was like, I want you to read this monologue. And I was like, all right, I'll read the monologue.
What monologue did he have you read?
It was from The Fast and the Furious. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Are there actual lines in that movie?
I think my monologue was like the only 3.
Your monologue was get in this car and drive around the parking lot really quickly.
Yeah. I had to like channel Vin Diesel for a couple minutes. It was
Do you remember any of that monologue?
You never had me. You never had your car. Your granny shifting. I don't know. But I did it, and it worked. And he said, I want you to move to L.A. And I was like, okay. And 4 days later, I lived in LA.
Are you kidding me?
No.
This is how people wind up becoming like sex toys for Arab sheiks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you wind up joining a harem of some kind. Like, I moved, and the next thing I knew, I was in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, you know, I had a backup plan. I was a computer programmer. I knew how to wrestle, so worst case scenario.
You could fight your way out of it.
That's right. But he turned out to be a great guy, and it worked out for me.
Wow, you know what, I have to say, it's a great story, but I think it's going to result in some terrible things for anyone that's watching this. They will believe that when you go to those modeling things at the mall, that it's a good idea.
Exactly.
Did you have to pay them anything? Is it one of those deals?
It is one of those things, but I was like a spectator. You know what I mean? The guy just approached me, and he was like, I want you to come. So, you know, it's funny, I didn't even have time to have a yard sale. You know, I just was like knocked on my neighbor's doors, and I was like, take what you want. So as I'm leaving, people are like coming out with canned goods.
Really?
My microwave.
You had them loot your place, huh?
I did.
So you came out here, and did you come out by yourself?
Well, I came out myself initially, and then shortly after I sent for my mom. And it's funny because...
what do you send for your mom?
Yeah, I was like, Mom, you know, you come out, you know, come with me. And she came out, just got married, so it was basically right when I was having my honeymoon, my wife came with... I mean, my wife was there, but my mother came with my 3 sisters. And I had a 650 square foot apartment.
Well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Why did she bring all 3 of your sisters? And why did you ask your mom to come out?
Where I come from, you take care of your mom. And I love my mother. So I was like, you know what?
All right.
You know.
So where I come from, you screen your mother's phone calls.
Yeah.
So, all right, so how many people are now living in this apartment?
Well, at that time, it was 6 of us and 650 square feet. So.
It's only 100 feet each.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I, you know, it was no more bathroom, so I just, you know,
just
hold it all day. And it's funny because I started getting up at like 6 a.m. You know, I go in the bathroom, look around, lay down, sit down. And then, because when the sun came up, it was a wrap.
It was out, yeah. Just enjoy it while you can.
Exactly.
So, okay, so you had, and then I assume eventually you're not still living with all these women,
I'm not.
You're not. Okay. How many are you down to now?
Oh man, it's me, my wife, my two of my daughters, and my third daughter comes, and then it's my nephew lives with me.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
so once again.
Yeah, you know, I'm the patriarch. Sometimes you got to do it. You know.
What was your big break? Like, what was your first movie?
My first film was well, my first bigger break, as you call it, would be The Great Debaters. I did a film with
Okay.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
And did you have to audition for Denzel himself?
Yeah, I mean, I had to audition, and it's funny because I didn't audition with him at first, and then they called me and said, Denzel Washington would like to meet you. So I was like, oh
really?
my gosh. But I was prepared. You know, when I first came to LA, I had an air mattress and a computer for like the first 6 months, and I had a poster of Denzel Washington when he was an Entertainment Weekly Man of the Year on my wall. That's all I had.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny, and I would just stare at it. I'd have staring contests with this poster. And to see who would blink first. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it prepared me. So when I met him, I was like, how you doing? I'm Nate Parker. You know? To let him know that I wasn't intimidated, but yeah.
He's probably like, I don't know what's wrong with this kid. He scares me. So, so you then auditioned for him.
Auditioned for him, yeah.
And did you have to like act with him? Did he act with you?
Yeah, I did. You know, one of the things when I read in that article I had, he said I require a backstory of any character, any actor, before he gets on, you know, on set. So I was like, you know, I want to write a backstory. You know, show him.
What do you mean by that exactly?
It's basically a biography of the character. So I played a character named Henry Lowe. So I created this like story of his life, where it came from, his family, all these things, and I wrote a 100-page, you know, book by hand. And so
about this character?
About this character.
That you were auditioning to play?
Yeah, why not, right? You know, I wanted to let him know I was serious. So I did my audition, we did our thing, we read our lines, and then I handed it to him. He said, what's this? And I said, I heard you require a backstory of a character before they get on set. And he says, okay. And he says, well, you keep it. You're going to need it. And,
Oh, no.
and then he hired me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was great. It was
I thought he
great.
was just trying to get out of reading it. Like, okay, yeah, I'll get right on. You know what? Maybe you should keep this for yourself.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a pretty great story.
Yeah, it was good.
And did you get used to being around him then? And
Yeah, it's something I never talk about. It's one of those things when you're acting with someone like him or Richard Gere, if you think about it too much in the moment, you become a fan and you start getting starstruck.
Yeah.
I try not to think about it until the plane ride home. And that's when I like cry, or I'm like, oh my gosh, this is happening.
well, you did a great job with Richard Gere
liked
in
it?
this
You
movie.
liked
I did. I liked it a lot. Yeah, it's a really good movie. And congratulations to you. You're not on the air mattress anymore, I guess.
I'm not on the air mattress.
That's
I'm not
good.
the
You're on
mattress.
coils like the rest of us.
Exactly,
Yes, that's
exactly.
nice. Well, it's very good to have you here. Arbitrage is the name of the movie. It is in theaters now. Nate Parker, everybody. We'll be right back with music from the Afghan Wigs.